We have 150 call centre workers and the company wants to do a survey. They only want to select 8 workers. Okay, now they've got to select this at random. So what they need to do, okay, they could use a random number list, okay, which they've got here, and then we can select the workers that way. Now you can select the numbers, but you've got to give instructions, because it says here, describe clearly how you're using the numbers. Okay, so you've got to put these bullet points here. So the first bullet point I've made clear here, it said assign each worker a 3-digit number from 001 to 150. Now the reason why I said 3-digit number is because we've got 150 workers, okay, and that will take us into the hundreds. If there was less than 100, if there was like 90 workers, you could select 2-digit numbers, okay? Just depends on the number in that company. So it says then, starting with 137, it says you must start with the first number in the list. So if we start with 137, that would be the first number employee selected, and then we keep selecting then in groups of 3 digits. And then if the value is above 150 or a repeat, we just ignore it, okay? So that's simply the approach we've got to take here, okay? Now, in terms of how the numbers get assigned to the employees, it could be that they've got a list of employees in alphabetical order. That's okay, and then they give each then the number from 001 all the way to 150. So the first employee I'm going to select, okay, is that one there, 137, and that's okay, right? Because that's in the range that we want. Now the next group of 3-digit numbers. Now if you look here, there's a 4 and the 2, so that's only 2 digits. So you've got to include that 3 as well, okay? So it's okay to do that because this is just a random set of numbers, okay, and they're grouped in 5 digits. But the next group of 3 will be 423. Okay, you can write it down if you want, 423, but if you do write it down, you've got to cross it off because 423 is bigger than this, obviously, so we'll ignore that. The next one is 122, okay, and that's okay, isn't it? 122. So that's inside. The next one then, well, we've got 206, okay, 206, and that's outside, so we ignore it. The next one's 248. Again, we can ignore that, right? So then we've got 146, so that's okay. So we'll select that worker. Then we've got 137. Now, that's okay, isn't it? However, we've already got employee number 137, okay? So you can't select the same worker twice. You know, you can't survey them twice because you're asking them the same questions. You're going to get the same answers. That's just a waste. Okay, so we've got to ignore a repeat. Next one then is 201. So we ignore that. The next one then, 102. That's okay. So we've got 4 workers so far. The next one is 144. 144 is fine. The next one then, 007, okay, 007, well that's absolutely fine, isn't it? Okay, so that's the 7th employee. The next one then, 390, well we ignore that because that's outside. Then we've got 039, okay, that's fine because it's between, it's in the range. Then we've got 878, so we're going to ignore that. It's outside. Then we've got 122. Well, we've already got that, 122, so we can ignore it. And then we've got 097, and that will give us the 8th worker that we need, and it's job done.